So I gotten a lot of questions about assault rifle builds and they are always super popular. So I thought I would show you guys the best assault rifle build for damage in the game. I will show you two versions though, one which is best in slot basically, and then another one which is way easier to set up. So then you can at least start off with the easier version and then build for the next one. I would personally say that ARs are definitely not the best weapon type in the game for PvE or PvP, but they are still good enough and they are super fun and nice to use. So with that said, let's get into the video. So to start off the video though, I think we can just quickly check the specialization. I mainly use Gunner for most builds. I mean, some of them I use a different one, but Gunner is just really good. So we have the 10% armor on kill. We have the every third reload is 50% faster. We have the armor kit as well, which is pretty nice. Even this Banshee pulse is pretty damn good. You get ammo. You get 5% increased rate of fire if you get a kill. And also weapon handling if you stand still, which you're gonna do a lot in PvE. Even the riot foam grenade is good. I think most of the stuff in this tree is just really good. But you can choose whatever you want though. I just definitely think Gunner is a top tier specialization. So if we take a look here at the build though, like this is the highest damage output you can get. You could definitely swap the Fenris chest piece to a Providence to get perfect glass cannon. That would be better. And then put up Fenris on the backpack or mask. And then it's also worth noting that the damage to health from Hollow Man is extremely good, but it can be a bit situational. So with that in mind, I thought I would just skip the Hollow Man. So if we check through the items, they're all spec'd into critical hit chance and critical hit damage. I think I have a little bit of headshot damage because I want to have some headshot damage and not everything into crit. So first item, weapon damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage mod. But if you feel like you're not that confident in headshots, then just put the critical hit damage everywhere after you get the 60% critical hit chance cap. On the chest, I'm using glass cannon, but I guess we can check through the talents a bit because I understand a lot of people probably don't want to use glass cannon, especially if you're soloing, and same with the backpack talent. So I can give you some options here. But for group though, it's really good, and I mean it is the best damage output. But if you are soloing, it could definitely be nice to use something else. So I guess in terms of talents for PvE, you could use actually Unbreakable if you want to have that survivability. But I think PvE, especially solo, I don't think you should use that on the chest though. But there are not that good alternatives in my opinion. You could use Obliterate, and that would give you 15% total weapon damage because it stacks 1%, right? So that's an option because you're gonna be crit capped, so you're gonna get that pretty easy. Then there's also Focus that I did talk about in another video. You could check that video out in the top comment. But other than that, I don't think there's like too much interesting talents when it comes to chest. Like it's pretty boring talents to be honest. So, but yeah, I would recommend Unbreakable, Obliterate, or Glass Cannon when it comes to the chest piece. If you really want to, you could use Spotter, I guess. But yeah, when it comes to backpack talents though, I definitely prefer Vigilance when it comes to group play. If you are soloing though and you have a hard time not getting hit because your positioning is not that good, or you just want to run and gun a bit more, you could use for example Bloodsucker, which is pretty damn good for solo play. There's also Vigi though if you want to have more damage, as I said. And Unstoppable Force is pretty decent as well. You get 5% weapon damage for every kill, stacks 5 times, so 25% damage. There's Composure if you want to sit in cover. I personally don't like that playstyle. Then you have Concussion, which is a pretty nice talent. So every time you get a headshot kills, you get 15% more weapon damage for 10 seconds. If you hit a headshot, you get 10% weapon damage for 1.5 seconds. So if you're just hitting a lot of headshots, Concussion is a great alternative. Then we have Clutch, which is pretty similar to Bloodsucker. I haven't really used these talents too much though. But if you want to have even more survivability and face tank a bit more, I guess those two are good. But for straight damage, I would not go those two. Something worth noting though, and this is something I talked about a long time ago, is the synergy with Bloodsucker. Then on the chest you could use Intimidate, but then you have to be closer than 10 meters, and if you don't have that playstyle, it's not gonna be that good. And also you're gonna take a lot of damage. But it would actually be interesting to try that now when I have a pretty good build. But honestly, I would probably not recommend that, but that's an option because then you get bonus armor for every kill. So you activate Intimidate, and then you get 35% multiplicative damage within 10 meters. So you're gonna have insane damage when it comes to close range. I probably will try this out again, actually. Could be interesting with a gun like Eagle Bearer. just face tank like crazy with those two talents. That's probably something I will test actually. But that's kind of the talents. So weapon damage everywhere, critical hit damage, critical hit chance, critical hit damage as I went through. Same on like all the pieces. We have a 2-piece Providence and 1-piece Seska. So 10 crit chance and crit chance there as well. Letting us a 20% critical hit chance increase. Backpack, the same thing here as well. Then I have the gloves, which are named items. I have a video on the named items if you want to have more info on that. Will be in the top comment. But yeah, the reason I use those is because they have 11% damage to armor. So this is just best in slot for any damage build. Because 11% damage to armor is multiplicative. Same with the Overlord knee pads. It's 15% damage to target out of cover. They're best in slot for damage. Sadly, I do miss crit here. But even with that in mind, they're still best in slot. So that's kind of how I have this one set up. So to optimize this a bit more for myself, I would like to have Providence perfect glass cannon there. Like that one. And then a Fenris backpack or mask. With checking through the guns though, I would definitely recommend the FAMAS. Sadly, mine is not that good. I mean, it's decent, but having crit chance here, you definitely want to have damage to target out of cover or damage to armor. And that's what I got on this one. I would say this is a god roll. With the fast hands as well, so you have insanely fast reload. You could use strength if you want to, but I think fast hands is making that reload super fast. It's really good, but if you want to have damage talents, you could have that. Like strain, for example, is what I would recommend. When it comes to the modding, just mod crit chance on everything. Crit damage is only 5%, so you really want to get the critical hit chance on the actual weapon. If you're over the cap, then you take away crit chance from your gear instead. And possibly even brand sets if you would be super high cap with like SHD levels and stuff. But that's the gun and the best in slot one for damage. Now I do have a real similar build, but it's easier to set up. So let me show you guys that build. Wait, let me save this build actually. So that would be this build right here. So for this build, it's really similar. So I made this build with in mind if you guys don't have named items, how to set it up. So I took away the gloves and the knee pads. So then we get 3-piece Providence. We get 1-piece Grupo that gives 15 critical hit damage and 1-piece Seska. And then 1 Fenris as well. Wherever you put these pieces though, that doesn't matter. The most important brand sets I would say though is to get at least 1 Seska for the 10 critical hit chance, the Fenris for the 10 assault rifle, and then the 2-piece Providence for the 10% critical hit chance. But it's the same thing here as before, get the crit chance to 60, then put in critical hit damage. And if you want to and you feel confident, I would get some headshot damage, maybe try to land around 100% headshot damage, and then the rest in crit. Or maybe even more in headshot damage if you want to. If you don't feel confident, then just only stack the critical hit damage. I have some pretty good pieces with this actually. Okay, I haven't rolled the gloves, okay. I haven't rolled those. I guess I should go and do that. Because I just did this one fast to show you guys. Because the other build is better. When it comes to skills, I guess, I would definitely recommend Revive Hive, especially for solo. When it comes to the second skill though, I do like Decoy. But that's what I would personally recommend. The Decoy is going to create a lot of space for you. If we're going to look at the actual stats, I guess I swap back to... maybe we can check this one. Let's see. Check the stats here. Make sure I have everything rolled. I have some good pieces, I guess. So if we look at the FAMAS, we are crit chance capped. I think we are 5% over actually. With 124 critical hit damage, 108 headshot damage. I probably would like to add a 10% more headshot damage. Maybe even more. Because I don't want to put everything into just crit. Because I do go for headshots. 10 health damage. And yeah, 94% all weapon damage bonus, 40 assault rifle bonus. So pretty damn good in terms of damage. I did play a control point before I recorded this though, with actually live commentary as well. So if you want to see how the build is in action, you could watch that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this build and enjoy the gameplay. We actually did trigger that. So we're going for this heroic control point here. Of course, I managed to trigger some more NPCs. I think there's a convoy on the way as well. So I am playing Vigi and Glass Cannon, which for sure is not the best for soloing. But that's the pieces I kind of have. And I mean, I kind of like playing this Glass Cannon-ish build with a lot of damage. But it's easy to get punished. So we'll see how this goes though. Should be fine. There's a lot of drones here actually. Do we armor kit? I guess we do. I played so much group play actually recently. I haven't played much solo at all, even though I do enjoy solo. What if I go up here? But if you don't like being in this glass cannonish, you could definitely swap like the chest to maybe obliterate. Backpack, maybe concussion. And I probably went through it in the video though, but there's a lot of like other options to do. Like even having like bloodsucker here or unbreakable if you want to have more survivability. Or is there one? I just heard a beep. I assume they can't go up here then. I personally not sure because I never sit up here, but it seems like a pretty chill spot to be honest. And it seems like the drones can't touch you. So the CTAR is god roll, but I'm a way bigger fan of FAMAS. But it can actually go up here. So we're gonna hip fire here, otherwise I'm gonna get hit from the other side. I'm actually dead. Sorry. But I think honestly for a solo build, I wouldn't use glass cannon. Not Vigi either. Just like the damage I have is enough. It's just that I lose it if I take damage. And taking 60 extra damage is not worth when you're gonna be focused a lot of times. I mean, sure, if you have great positioning, it's really nice with the damage. Like you can see here. But that requires really good positioning and knowing like where to put yourself. And of course, at some points you can't really do that. Yeah, we got the convoy here as well, so they are actually fighting them. But it feels really good to use the assault rifle, especially FAMAS. Sadly though, the FAMAS they have is not really bad, but compared to my CTAR, the CTAR is god roll. This one is not, so I have rate of fire instead of damage to armor or out of cover damage, which I would prefer. No, I have crit chance, right? Something like that. Which I definitely don't prefer. Like damage to armor or out of cover damage is multiplicative, so getting 10% damage multiplicative or damage out of cover is just insane. This spot was pretty chill though. I don't know if the drones can get you. I don't think they can. The downside is... Oh, he can. Good stance, boy. But yeah, so a lot of people asked for AR builds. So I thought I would do one. Wow. Oh, okay. Let's actually focus. I'm not the biggest fan of positions like this, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Because I kind of just assume nobody's gonna go up there, and then they come up there, so yeah. But yeah, I would like to get a god roll FAMAS actually. Make a build around that. Because it just feels so good to play. I love high rate of fire. And the FAMAS actually have some recoil, as you can see. Only vertical though, but still. I like when there's recoil on the weapon. The drones are pretty crazy in this game. Not as in Breakpoint though, Ghost Recon, if you played that. Those drones are crazy. Actually, one of the things I like the most in Breakpoint, the actual drones. It's supposed to defend now? What's that? No, that gotta be it though, right? Dude, that was so slow. Did I fight the elite convoy as well? Because there was two. It was actually two bosses, right? But god, that was slow. It was just a lot of NPCs though. Like sure, my positioning is not the best, but I feel like I'm doing pretty damn well in terms of damage output. Got a decoy there. Can that even hit me? I mean, right up here, you get pretty damn good use of glass cannon and Vigi. But I still would recommend those talents for group play. There's a lot of damage fall off at this range. Shoot him in the foot. Oh shit, you tripped, boy. No, I'm out of ammo. Don't do this. I don't have spec ammo either. Isn't there ammo cache here? No, it's below. Yeah, let's go down then. Let's play downstairs. That was a really good spot though. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are aware of, but I usually don't like those spots. I just like to run like this a bit more, but then this build doesn't make sense. Yeah, this is so much more fun to me. Sitting at one spot, in my opinion, is not as fun as like just running around and melt NPCs like this. Decoy is a good friend for that. But god, it miss ARs. Okay, I mean, I understand why everybody wants AR build. Like, I think they did a vote and like 50% or maybe even more voted for AR. Like that their favorite gun, right? Basically every game. People love it. Not that much ammo though. Can we do a cum grenade? I don't think it's needed here though. I'm a little bit worried with my bullets, not gonna lie. You can beam the boss though. Potato. Get the weak point? No. Oh shit. You know it's a trap. Gotta swap there a bit. Pretty bad positioning here actually. Gotta beam that quick. If I had damaged the target out of cover there, I would have done 10% more damage. Multiplicative, right? So whatever I'm doing now, multiply that with 10 and that would be my damage. With less crit, because I have crit chance. Or if it's rate of fire. I forgot. Because I have 2 FAMAS. But yeah, this actually felt really good to be back with AR. I've been using LMGs mainly. This is not bad at all, actually. If M60 gets good. But yeah, I really want to get a better FAMAS though. Like this one is decent, but let's see what it has. This one have crit chance. Like you want to have damage to target out of cover. If you can't get that, damage to armor is great too. Because those two stats are multiplicative, so that's a big damage increase. So let's check the loot here. Just gonna deconstruct that. Did get a gear set there. Armor on kill. Skilled. Oh, I mean, that's a good one. That's for like a sticky bomb build. Even more people, man. Don't focus me, bro. Damn, I mean, I missed AR, man. It just feels so much better, dude. And I've been playing a lot of Eagle Bearer, and the accuracy is just so bad. Like, the accuracy right here is so good. What is that drone doing? Are you running? Running, boy? The weak point. Oh, come here, come here. Yeah, that was an elite convoy. So I couldn't find the last NPCs, but yeah, let's just go to the supply room, which is not in there, it's actually up here, so let's get it. But honestly, it would probably prefer for solo play to have Bloodsucker, Clutch even, like just some healing. I mean, Vigi, I mean, probably I go Concussion instead of Vigi, and maybe have like Unbreakable. There's a lot of options that are like decent. I would just say like use whatever you feel like is good for your playstyle. Like this right here, that works too. Is it the best for solo though and super optimal? No, because you don't have a few more teammates that can be targeted, right? But if you sit in cover and have good position, you can just melt them like I did. So 80.2 repair. Not bad, not bad. But anyway, that's gonna finish this video. Hope you guys found this video useful, and catch you guys in the next one.